It's the go-to destination for a lot of us when it comes to online shopping, but the stock price of Amazon actually dropped during 2021. We've seen some volatility over their latest earnings. So is this latest strength an opportunity to sell short? And we should expect the Amazon price to drop from here. As usual in this video, I'll look at the pros and cons and look at getting a short trade on Amazon. Hello, I'm David Jones from Capital.com, and I thought we'd do an update on Amazon after the earnings that came out last week. Great earnings and a really positive reaction by the market, but does it actually change much when it comes to Amazon? As usual, in this video, I'll look at some of the recent news, some of the facts, the levels to watch, then we'll jump on the platform and see what the trade to do. And I am quite tempted to go short into this strength, but more about that when we're looking at the charts. As usual, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, if you could click on subscribe, it does help support the channel and it means we can continue to push out lots of different content on the markets we cover throughout the week. Right, let's get into it and take a look at Amazon in a bit more detail. So Amazon is, of course, the online retailing giant, famously set up by Jeff Bezos. It's the fourth largest company listed on the US market on the S&P, behind the likes of Apple, Microsoft and Google. So clearly a massive tech giant. It's a company that obviously did well out of the lockdown, the various lockdowns we saw around the world that started from 2020 because of the coronavirus, and it saw a massive boom, even for Amazon in terms of online shopping. But last year, we didn't see that translate into further growth in the stock price. 2021 was a good year for the broader stock market and tech stocks, but not for Amazon. So during 2021, the share price of Amazon dropped by 5%. So a disappointing performance. It's been sideways for quite some time. We did have the latest quarterly earnings for Amazon out last week. The market was expecting about $3.50, $3.60. They actually came in at $5.80 earnings per share for Amazon. So massively smashed through expectations. Big move in the stock price. So a lot of excitement and really positive numbers from Amazon. But does it actually change anything? The company also said it's made a significant profit so far, at least since IPO, on its shareholding in the electric vehicle company Rivian. So again, that's clearly Amazon is not just online shopping. We know there's the cloud services is a big part of its business, plus also investment in other companies. So out of the 43 analysts who cover the stock, according to CNN, they've got a median target for the stock price of $4,100, which is a big uplift from where it's trading now. That's 30% higher, their target, the middle target for the rest of the year in Amazon. Personally, I think that's a bit over ambitious, but let's talk about the levels to watch, then we'll jump on the platform and see what the trade could be. So the immediate high resistance level is around $3,340. High for the year comes in at $3,430 a share. On the downside, I think $3,000 might be a bit of a psychological level to watch for a bounce if we see it under pressure from here. And then after that, the lows for January just coming in at $2,700. But as usual, to put some color on these numbers and see what the trade is, let's jump on the platform. So let's take a look at the Amazon stock price. So you can see here clearly a great performance over the years, but then we can see what's gone on since about the summer of 2020. After the sharp rise off the March lows, we just saw pretty much this broad sideways range for the stock. That's why it had such a disappointing 2021. So it has the odd move out to fresh all-time highs, but we don't get any continuation. There's no follow through, there's no breakout on that move. And then, because of course we've seen weakness in stock markets really around the world. At the beginning of 2022, we saw the Amazon stock price fall in January, falling to its lowest price in about 18 months. So back to June 2020 lows. Bounce back since then. Those earnings definitely helping, but does it actually change much for Amazon? More about that in a second. Let's take a look at the RSI. So the RSI went oversold on the way down. Not surprising, given the size of the sell-off. We saw this for a lot of stocks during January of this year. As markets plunged, clearly stocks went oversold. So very oversold on the RSI. The market's bounced back since then. The RSI is around 55%, so halfway through the range. So we're not getting too much from the RSI. But given that this market has been sideways, I do wonder, is the best option to be a seller, to look to sell short into strength? Perhaps if we pick up on the trend since November. Let's flip this over to an hourly. The pattern has been one of lower highs, lower lows, a bit of a spike through on the earnings, but I do wonder if actually selling short is an option here. So that's the trade I'm going to do. So my target initially is going to be for a run back to those January lows, around 2,700 for the stock, and maybe even lower. If we see stock markets continue to be under pressure, perhaps we'll get a break lower. When it comes to stop losses, I'll go 3,500 for my stop. So if it starts pushing much higher than we've seen already, then I'll come out. I'll come out of the position. Actually, perhaps I'll make it a little bit higher. I'll go 3,600. So 3,600 for the stop loss, because then I think perhaps we could see those all-time highs being threatened again. So let's set up the short sell here. So I can trade fractional shares with Capital. So the market, Amazon stock is currently 3,159. I'm going to sell 0.8 where the market's trading now and put a stop loss in at 3,600. So I'm going to profit from this trade if the stock price of Amazon falls. And my target is going to be for a run back to 2,700. Let's send the trade through. There we go. So we're short Amazon at 31.59.06. So I don't necessarily think we're going to see the Amazon stock price plunge from here, and that longer term trend is up, but perhaps the bounce back from the earnings surprise has been overdone, and we'll see the market drift off, or the stock price of Amazon drift off, particularly if we see further market weakness. Let's see how it plays out. We'll come back. We'll do an update. That's it for this update in Amazon. So I think we could well see it turn down again, particularly if we see the rest of the market volatility and market weakness continue from here. We'll see how it does. We'll come back to it. But for now, from me, David Jones and Capital.com, we'll leave things there. Good luck with your trading. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.